Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're going to use this beautiful Ranunculus anemone that I bought from the flower market. These are imported Ranunculus. They're gorgeous. The flowers are huge and has hundreds and hundreds of layers of that translucent petals. And I love these anemones, and these are also really big, beautiful anemones. So we're going to use these beautiful imported Ranunculus anemones in this black and white toile container. Let's get started. We're going to start with greening in. I'm using some of this light green scented geranium that I grow. We're just going to green in a little bit because we have a lot of these soft fleshy stems to put in, so I don't want to break up the foam too much. I love this scented geranium because I like how there's a pretty fuzzy texture to the leaves and they are scented. And I especially like that pale fresh green with these pastel blush white flowers that we're going to be using. Oh, this is kind of a wilted looking leaf. I'll cut that out. So I'm just going to kind of green around the perimeter with a few stems in the center so that I could peek out from the arrangement. But we're not going to have a lot of greenery showing in this arrangement. It's going to be a lot of white accent flowers and the beautiful pale blush Ranunculus. Ranunculus have been so popular in weddings. Before, we can only get Ranunculus like April, May, in the spring. And now we're getting a Ranunculus almost year round. I'm not sure where they're getting it, but I'm glad they're getting it. After greening in, we're going to use some of our white Annabelle hydrangeas to cover the foam. It's so lacy and airy. It's so pretty. I love Annabelles. I grow Annabelles. I have tons of Annabelles right now in the garden. So it's been a pleasure to cut and use Annabelles. Okay, now most of our foam is covered. I'm going to go in and start with some of our anemones. Look at how huge these are. And the stems are so sturdy, which is such a treat. Because sometimes with these spring bulb type flowers, often you get very weak stems that are very hard to use in floral foam. Okay, got the anemones in. Going to add some more. I'm going to add the anemone sort of in a little cluster here because we don't want them on opposite sides on the same level. Kind of with the black centers, they'll be eyeballing us. So you don't want to add anything with the dark centers on the same level right next to each other because they'll look like two eyes staring back at you. Look at these beautiful translucent pink Ranunculus. It's such a luxury to use these. They're very expensive at the flower market, but they're kind of worth it, aren't they? Because they're something very special. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Added two stems here. I'm going to add some over on this side. There's some of these white and Ranunculus too with the green centers. They're really gorgeous. Add some of the white. Has a hint of blush, some of the white ones that I bought. So beautiful. I love these colors. Don't know if they're forcing them indoors. or where they're getting anemone, not anemones, but ranunculus all year round. I used to grow a lot of anemones in the garden, but they don't last very long as a flower you grow in the garden, at least in our climate here. You know, you can buy them sort of as an annual here in the spring, but as soon as it gets hot, they just go. So I stopped growing anemones and just buying them to use. And mine never came back. I know they're supposed to be perennial, but mine never comes back. One year, we took our son to Legoland in Carlsbad, California, and there's a farm filled with hundreds, if not millions, of ranunculus. It's the flower fields of Carlsbad. Something amazing. If you ever go to Southern California and you need to stop by, especially in the spring, they take you on a farm trolley. It's kind of fun to visit the whole farm, and they have just acres and acres of the ranunculus. Millions of ranunculus, I would say. Okay, I've added in a lot of our ranunculus, all the ranunculus anemones, and I have some of this really pretty Lisianthus. I'm going to add some Lisianthus in just to have, you know, something that's a little longer stem, a slightly different shaped flower to give it a little interest. Don't want too many of these buds, but I don't mind a few of the Lisianthus buds in here, because we're going to add in a lot of other accent flowers. I'm using the Lisianthus because it also has that translucent quality like the anemones, how the petals are almost see-through. Very beautiful, the white Lisianthus. And they're super long-lasting flower too, the Lizzie. Next, we have some of this beautiful white Scabiosa. It's another really fun flower. I love how it's on these wiry stems that you can have kind of sticking out of the arrangement to give it a little bit more movement and interest. And I like that it's a radial shaped flower, so it kind of echoes the anemones and the ranunculus. Now, I have not been able to find white Scabiosa flowers to grow in the garden. Maybe you could buy it from seed, but I haven't seen the plants in white. Lots of lavender ones, but I would like to grow some white ones because I think I would use the white more than the lavender. My lavender Scabiosa is doing great. I'm letting it go to seed because the Scabiosa pods have been very popular, and then I can also save the seeds to grow next year. See how it's kind of fun to have the Scabiosa poking out of the arrangement to give it some interest. Add some here. I love white flowers. If I had to choose one color flower, if I could only use one color flower, I think it would be white. Of course, we're lucky we don't have to make that choice. But I do love all white arrangements too. I don't know, maybe that's enough. Sometimes I add too much Scabiosa. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to add in some of these lacy filler flowers. I have Queen Anne's lace that I'm growing, and this is a type of baby's breath called Million Star. It's like baby's breath, but I like Million Star better because the flowers are densely packed, more densely packed than regular baby's breath, and they're much whiter. Sometimes baby's breath can be sort of off-white or antique white, and these are more pure white. So I'm going to add in some of the Million Stars. We also use this often, you know, as a base for hair crowns for flower girls. You know what? I want this to set a little deeper in here. Use a shorter piece here, because I do want the Scabiosa to still kind of bob up above our arrangement. Okay. Just wanted to use all these very feminine, ethereal flowers. I think they all set off the beautiful translucent petals of the Ranunculus that we have in that pale baby pink. A really, really romantic, airy, lacy arrangement. We also have some Queen Anne's lace I'm going to add in here too. Queen Anne's lace is so pretty, I think, with the Scabiosa. They're like similar in that they're radially shaped and kind of lacy, but one is denser than the other. I don't know, I think they just look so pretty together in an arrangement. And the side buds of the Queen Anne's lace. So pretty. Adding some of these side shoots to the perimeter to give it movement. I think we need to add a little bit of the Million Stars on this side of the arrangement. It's really easy to overdo it with baby's breath, because you can just keep adding and adding and adding, and then you look back and it's just too much of it. We're almost done. I have to kind of stop and take a look and edit myself sometimes, so I'm not overfilling my arrangements. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I think we're all done. It's a beautiful romantic arrangement using anemone, ranunculus, scabiosa, a little bit of Lisianthus, Million Stars, Queen Anne's lace, and of course, Annabelle hydrangeas. This is a gorgeous arrangement, beautiful for a wedding, or just to enjoy on your coffee table or your dining table.